Alright, welcome to a Mazda Roadster touring car, and today we are checking this vehicle out because with update 1.52 to Gran Turismo 7, well, we can now engine swap it. So, we can take the engine from the Mazda 787B and put it into this little Mx-5. Yes, that is a 4-rotor going into an old Mx-5. So, this could be either absolutely insane or it can just try and kill us. One of the two. It's really not going to be in between, but hey, we never know. But before we do that, we need to check out how the vehicle feels stock-ish. So the reason I say stock-ish is because this vehicle is slightly upgraded due to the fact of I use it around one of the human comedy events, and it's not really maxed out at all. I mean, I just have a racing medium tires, and I thought, you know what, it should still give a relative baseline for some sort of improvement. So coming around Kyoto Driving Park, we come down the main straightaway at just over 200 kilometers per hour before we need to slam on the brakes to make it on the first corner. Now with the vehicle being very low on power, because look, the vehicle comes standard with 198 brake horsepower. It's front engine rear wheel drive, but it is extremely lightweight, coming in at 795 kgs. So around corners it's absolutely fabulous. However, down straightaways, that is your downside. That's where it's gonna slow down. It's not really gonna be that impressive. So when it comes to handling with the vehicle right now, it's not too shabby. It gives you a decent experience. It's not gonna be the fastest track vehicle, but it's still a good track vehicle. Around very tight circuits that are very windy like Tsukuba, this is the perfect choice. Now, around Kyoto Driving Park, we do find ourselves sitting lap times around the 1 minute 48 second mark, which is not fast, and that's due to the fact of straight line speed. But we can change it by hitting an auto tuning shop. So once you head on over to the tuning shop, well, you can start applying a few modifications to just improve the performance of the Mazda Roadster touring car. And we see we are left with 264 brake horsepower and a vehicle that weighs 795 kgs. So we aren't able to touch the weight, but we are able to just bump up the power slightly. But the thing is this even really gonna make that big of a difference? But before we go back out onto circuit, we need to see what visual customization we have for this vehicle. And if we head on over to GT Auto, well, we see that we only have rear wing customization, and this is gonna highlight a big issue with the Mazda MX-5 Roadster touring car, and that is the fact that we cannot tune the front aero. So we are stuck with, we are stuck with 70 downforce in the front, and that frankly is not enough. Like, using a vehicle with its standard engine in it that's fully upgraded, you can feel that the vehicle needs a bit more downforce. Now with the rear wing, you can add an adjustable rear wing, so you can play with the downforce at the back, but with no front splitter and 70 downforce, it is not enough. And I fear that when we do go to engine swap the vehicle, it is not gonna be fun. And look, with the vehicle having its engine fully upgraded, we do find ourselves sitting okay lap times, now coming in at a 1 minute 41 second mark, which is still not competitive in my eyes, because I always say a 1 minute 35 second lap is what you want to aim for if you are trying to be competitive. So this vehicle is still not insanely fast, but I did not expect that, because look, we only bumped the power up to 329 brake horsepower and a vehicle that comes in at 795 kgs. So we aren't able to change the weight on the vehicle, but we are able to bump the power up to a decent amount. Now coming out Kyoto Driving Park straight away, we do find the vehicle doing about 230 kilometers per hour before we need to slam on the brakes, and that is an improvement over the original output. So that does aid it and make us go a bit faster around the circuit, but still a 1 minute 41 second lap is not that fast. So now it's time to do what you all came for, and that is engine swap the vehicle. So with the engine from the Mazda 787B, you are gonna have to cough up 1.7 million credits. It's 1,750,000 credits to be exact, which is a lot of money, but you are getting an insanely good engine. So with that, if you do have the money and you do engine swap it, which I'll come to you now and say, do not swap this car. Do not engine swap it, because look, even though you can take it on over to the tuning shop, and once you add a high RPM turbocharger, you will bring the power up to 989 brake horsepower. So the vehicle has so much more power, and it's still under 1000 kgs, which is just absolutely nutty. The fact that the vehicle has more power than it does weight is scary. But when it comes to driving the vehicle, I did not have fun. And the reason is not because, oh, it's just trying to throw me into a wall, because that wasn't the case. The vehicle had what felt like understeer. Due to the fact that there's no downforce in the front, it just didn't want to turn almost. I mean, I played with the suspension settings and the vehicle just felt like it had ridiculous amounts of understeer. It did not want to turn, and that's why I'm going to say this is not a good swap. The vehicle, and it's not even due to the engine. Yes, the vehicle lights up its rear wheels. It spins up very easily because it doesn't really have that much weight pushing the vehicle down. It just simply cannot set fast lap times due to the fact of us not being able to tune the front end. And we see around Chaos of Driving Park, we are setting lap times around the 1 minute 34 second mark, which is not that crazy. But look, it's still somewhat I'd consider competitive. Now around the WTC 700 around the one, you can use this vehicle for money grinding, because with the 787B engine, it is a group 1 vehicle, so it has tons of power and great fuel economy. So on fuel map level 1, you can do I think 3 laps of the circuit before you need to dive into the pits, which is more than enough. It is giving you the ultimate power, and you can set okay lap times, because I set a 4-minute lap time on my initial lap, which is not the best, but anything faster than a 4-minute 10-second lap is gonna get the job done. So that is something you want to keep in mind if you are considering using this vehicle for money grinding. But honestly, for 1.7 million, I would not engine swap this vehicle. Rather use that engine and put it into either the Mazda RX-7, RX-8, the Tenza, the Mazda Speed, basically any other vehicle besides this. I do not enjoy this engine swap, and that has to be due to the fact of there is no front downforce, and that's just the ruling factor, and because of it, I'm not really enjoying it. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this engine swap in the comment section down below. And with this being said, I'll catch you guys in this video. Peace.